Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the dick. Get the fuck out after ya done.
Hey, what's happening, McTow? Welcome to the home of Walk and Talk McTow shit. It's a beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and it's a good day to do the Walk and Talk McTow shit. Before I get into the video and everything like that, check out the link below. I'm doing different platforms out there. All tech is the way to go. I'm in Odyssey, McTow.tv, and the Livestream Podbean. So let's walk and talk McTow shit. Before I start with the video and everything like that, I would like to give shout out to Hammerhand. He put a video out there like a couple of weeks ago, and this gentleman, he wrote about anyone can help him in the comments. Anyone can help him with his anxiety. He was having like 10 panic attacks during the day, right? And I mentioned on my previous channel dealing with depression and anxiety, but this type of topic nobody wanted to talk about, because let's be real, you know, I may tell they want to circle a wagon and keep talking about the same subject. I try to diverse, you know. So I say, okay, let me share my personal story. Maybe my personal story could help someone else. So I'm going to take you here, right? My journey within the last 12 years. It was during a Christmas 12 years ago that, well, let's put it this way. I don't want to be in planet Earth anymore. But I didn't want to go out with a mess. You know what I mean? I didn't want to go out with a mess. So the best solution that I can come up with, it was alcohol and opiates. So I used to hustle Oxycontin. I'm allergic to opiates, by the way. I'm very allergic to that shit. So I decided to drink Christmas Eve by myself in an apartment, shit like that. I was a mess. So I decided to take a bunch of pills and stuff. And the way I saw it at the time, well, if I'm gonna go out sleeping. So the allergies start kicking in with the opiates and stuff like that. I'm getting hot, I'm getting itchy, I'm getting all kinds of stuff, and this is the winter time. So I say, hey, let me go outside, shit like that. So I'm walking, and I was a mess. I don't know, somehow I collapsed it. I don't remember much of it. All I know that I'm in an ambulance. All I know that I'm in a hospital. All I know they're poking me here, giving me this, throwing up, all kinds of shit. I don't remember barely that much. Until like the next day, 10 o'clock, they woke me up and they checked for this and checked for that. I looked like a science project. I got shit everywhere in my body, right? So they let me there for observation for another day. So the next day, a bunch of doctors and psychologists and all kinds of shit surround my bed. And they asked me, you know, do you remember what you're trying to do and stuff like that? So I got really mad. I said, you know, all you motherfuckers can get out of the room right now. And they did. I told them just like that, and they did. So this gentleman, this lady, like half an hour later, they come and check on me, right? They said, listen, we're about to let you go. But this is your option. You can go home, we got you a taxi, you can go home and forget about it. Or we can give you a taxi, you can grab your stuff at home, and we got a place for you, you can stay for 3 days, right? So I thought about it. I was like, well, something obviously got to be something wrong with me mentally for me to, hold on. Welcome back, gentlemen. My bad, my apology. There's a man with a dog. I didn't want him to know my business and stuff like that. So I decided to get help, stay 3 days in the mental facility. And they were doing some therapy. At the time, it was Christmas, during the Christmas holiday. Actually, it was Christmas Day or something like that, or the day after that. And so I stayed up there for 3 days. And the psychologist, they asked me, do you mind going to this other location to make a schedule 3 times a week and stuff like that? And I was skeptical about the whole thing, right? I was. So I say, man, I need to help myself because I can't go through this pain anymore. Now, when you deal with depression, it's a painful situation, honestly. Let me go back to the story. So throughout these early stages, me getting help for mental issues, I went through a lot of psychiatrists. First of all, I did not want to have women. They always want to put me in with a woman. And I was like, no, and it did not work out. So I talked to one of the coordinators or something like that. Like, why don't you put me with the fellas? Just put me with some fellas. And some of these fellas, that was okay, but I stuck with one particular one, right? For many years. We got therapy for many years, for like at least 5 years. Really cool guy, John. So that's my journey right there in that aspect. I mean, it's very long. It's a 14-year story. I cannot be here and tell every detail because it won't be a video. It'll be a documentary. But now, let's talk about this depression and anxiety. This shit is a daily grind, man. This is a daily shit that I got to go through every fucking day. And can you imagine, before I got diagnosed, I'm diagnosed with what they call bipolar 2 or master depressive. Now, I've been feeling this feeling like this since I was a teenager. Can you imagine walking around with some kind of illness that you didn't know you had until you got at your 30s and shit? Right? Now, when it comes down to depression, anxiety, I understand these men out there who got divorced, right? They got broke up with a girlfriend, they were cohabitating, they get depressed. And that's a real depression, it is, but it's a temporary one. You can survive it, you can live it, and you can, work on yourself and stuff. But when it comes down to anxiety and depression, well, it's a bitch. And you have to work at it every fucking day, every day. Now, as for myself, yes, I got the therapy and stuff like that. I didn't take no meds. I did not take no meds. I refused meds. I take that back. I took meds for 3 months and then didn't work out for me. So I learned different alternative when it comes down to depression. Now, depression inside is a bitch. You got to work with this bitch every fucking day, right? So I learned how to meditate. I learned how to keep busy. I learned how to, if I had to sleep it off, I sleep it off. I learned to keep my mind busy. And the most thing that has helped me throughout this journey, and this is all self-thought, I had to do my own research and what works for me, because it's not for everybody. Everybody's different, but this is my experience that I'm telling you right here, what has worked for me. Walking. Before I started this video, I can't believe I'm going to be almost 3 years making videos. I used to come to this park. I still go to the park. Matter of fact, I've been coming out here for the last 6 years. So I found walking very therapeutic. I walk all year round, between 3 times a week, 4 times a week. So I find it that this stuff, it doesn't matter if I'm feeling very, very depressed. I would try to push myself after, especially on my days off, push myself or after work to come over here, right? What I'm trying to tell you, fellas, don't let this thing get to you. Find different alternatives. Find what works for you, right? Whatever works for you. But don't stay at home and do nothing. Don't be out there cleaning the house 10 times, doing the same routine. It's not going to work, man. You have to go out and about. If you want to go window shopping, that's therapeutic, man. If you want to go out there to the market and just grab an apple, do that. If you want to do whatever, go for a ride. That's therapeutic. But don't sit at home, man, because if you sit at home and if you're a MGTOW and this loneliness and this depression and this anxiety, man, it's not going to work out for you. Trust me. Now, when it comes down to anxiety and panic attacks, I know that shit for real. I get them all the time. Especially, I could be driving and all of a sudden I feel like a heart attack in my chest. But I have learned to cope with it. And I say to myself, I talk myself out of it, if that makes any sense. So I say to myself, okay, I'm having a panic attack, but I know it's going to take a few more minutes, and I breathe in, I breathe out, and it's going to go away. And eventually, it's going away. You got to play jiu-jitsu with your fucking mind. You got to play jiu-jitsu with your mind, man. Real shit. You got to learn how you collect the thought goes in that way when it comes down to anxiety. Now, when it comes down to anxiety in airplane, I'm miserable. I am miserable. I cannot help it. If the flight is 3 hours, it's 3 hours of panic attack. I know that for a fact. If it's 6 hours, it's 6 hours of panic attack. Horrible, horrible. I'm horrible at plane, man. I am. But I still travel. Ain't nothing gonna stop me. I just know that, that is part of my condition, man. Well, I want to keep this video here because I don't want to go on and on and on. But to conclude the video, do whatever works for you. Do not be ashamed. Don't be ashamed if you suffer from depression, anxiety. But always do something. Keep your mind busy. Keep your body busy besides working, coming home, Do extra stuff. And you're going to be better for it. I'm doing stuff that I never thought I would ever do in my life right now. I still behave in risky behaviors. Like, I'm right now in this cryptocurrency shit. So I'm spending money in cryptocurrency. Most people would think that is a risky behavior. And it is, but I'm doing different shit. I'm learning stuff that I never thought in my life I would do, So yes, fellas, for all you men out there that suffer from depression, anxiety, the best thing I can tell you, man, work for yourself. Just work at it. It's an everyday journey. Do different things. Whatever is beneficial to you. And you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right, man. You're not the only one with this condition. Well, gentlemen, like I always say, peace. Stay mental. I'll definitely catch your next podcast, live stream, or video.